All right, all right, all right. It's Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican Kid KG. This is Fight Hype, and I'm back with my guy. Last year, had a spectacular KO. Some would say KO of the year. Looking to headline his first card in his home country of Canada. Honored Lucas. Thank you for the time today, man.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Lucas Bahdi, man, last year you made a name for yourself. You knocked out Ashton Silva in what was an unexpected outcome for most of the people who judged that fight prior to happening. And then you were on what's, essentially the most viewed combat sporting event in history. So let's just start there, man. What did it mean to you to be on that card last year? And just when you think back about 2024 and what you accomplished?
Yeah, it was a big year for me. It was a big year for me. It was an exciting year. It was my breakthrough year. It was a long time in the process. I've worked tremendously hard my whole life, my whole career in boxing, amateur to professionals, and now I'm on the big stage, and it's very exciting for me because I'm now in the top 10 in two major organizations, and we're aiming for world titles.
Yeah, for sure. And you didn't take an easy path. Like I said, you fought H2O. You had a tough or a close fight, I'd say, but you pulled it out no problem in November. And now you're fighting a guy in Ryan Rakaza who's unbeaten, 15 and 0. He's got 11 KOs. Talk to us a little bit about this opponent. What do you see from him that gives you any second thoughts or anything that you see from him that's going to give you trouble in that ring? And what do you expect to happen? What's your prediction?
Well, he's a southpaw. It's my first time fighting a southpaw as a pro, um, so it's going to be a little bit of a change on that aspect. He seems to be a decent puncher, that's for sure. So always got to be sharp. Defense got to be ready, and I'm focused. I'm in great shape, and I'm excited for a great fight.
For sure, for sure. And that's exactly what it should be for anybody unaware this coming Friday, March 7th in Toronto. And that's exactly where I want to go with it. Lucas, what does it mean to you, man? In a year, you had a KO of the year, highlighted or excuse me, was featured on the most watched combat event of all time, and now you're headlining your own card in Toronto. What does it mean to you to be headlining in Toronto?
You know what? It's super exciting because I'm giving other Canadian fighters a platform to be on, and you know what? For me personally, this is just the beginning. I'm just getting started, man. People have yet to see, what I'm capable of, and I'm excited to show them. This is my first time headlining an MVP event, so I got, amazing opportunity. Shout out to MVP. Thank you very much. And yeah, like I said, I'm excited to put on a show, and I'm ready and I'm focused.
Yeah, yeah, and it seems like in this last year, your relationship with MVP has grown a lot. You were in the H2O fight, and then in the summertime, before you actually had the fight that you had in November, there was talks about you fighting Kid Austin. So I just want to get your thoughts. Kid Austin seemed like he pulled out of your fight. He then did the same thing with Shakur. When you think back about that time, was there anything that threw you off about him pulling out of your fight, or was it just like hey, things happen?
Yeah, at the time, things happen, but I don't know if he did that, all on purpose, like all three. He pulled out of the Shakur fight last minute. I don't know if it was just a publicity stunt or what he was doing. The guy posted a video like 2 days later, training in the gym. So it kind of makes you wonder. But at the end of the day, I'm on my own path, and there's lots of guys to fight in the lightweight division. So I'm not too worried about him.
Yeah, lightweight division is stacked, and I definitely want to get your thoughts on some of the things happening there. But just one last question on H2O Kid Austin. Has there been, especially with H2O, have there been any renewed talks or have there been talks at all about that rematch potentially happening, especially since you're both under the same stable?
No, there hasn't been any talks about that. Potentially in the future. Who knows, man? He's got to get back on his feet first, right? So
Yeah, yeah. And let's talk about 135 and you. So obviously, it seems like you're moving on. You're in a different direction. You're after world titles. 135 pound division is stacked, Lucas. I mean, we can name all the champions, right? But even after that, I mean, after Shakur, after Tank, Loma, and Keyshawn, then you still got guys like Abdullah, like Andy Cruz. What's your path forward? Who would you like to see in that ring, essentially, if there is a guy out there, or is it like, yo, whoever they put in front of me?
Yeah, for me, whoever they put in front of me, I let my team take care of that. They could, direct my way and who I'm fighting next. And like I said, for me, I just go in there and I take care of business in the ring. I let everyone else do their job.
For sure. Is there any guy that you do look at and that does pique your interest, though? Is there a fighter in your division that you say, man, if I would like a fight with him, I'll take it with anybody, but that guy right there, is there anybody that you think about when you think about what's down the line?
Well, obviously the end goal is the world champions. So I don't really have a preference, man. Whoever's gonna get me to those world title fights, that's who I want. So
Who
anyone,
are
I guess anyone in the top 10, I guess.
for sure? Who are those two sanctioning bodies? And forgive me for not knowing that offhand, but who are the two
Yep.
sanctioning bodies where you're ranked?
WBA number 7, IBF number 8.
Okay, so Tank and Loma. Tank and Loma are the
Yep.
paths.
Two southpaws. I'm fighting a southpaw.
Okay. We laid some groundwork here. I see what you're putting down, Lucas. Let's talk about that champ at 135. He just had a big fight for the WBA, right? Tank Roach. I got to get your thoughts. The fight just happened. What did you think about that fight? Who won, Lucas?
Roach definitely won the fight. Roach definitely won the fight. Even without scoring that ninth round, a knockdown when Tank took the knee, I think he won. He already had the fight in the bag or he had the fight in the bag after the 12. But yeah, he had a great game plan, man. He fought very well. He countered, and Tank couldn't land his big shot that he normally does, and kind of got frustrated.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, I was there in Brooklyn. It was a great fight. When you think about that ninth round, though, as a fighter, what do you think about that knockdown not being called? Do you think it wasn't a big deal, or man, that's crazy? It should have been called.
It's crazy. It should have been called, man. Like you take a knee in a fight, that's a knockdown. I don't care who you are, what you do. Like that should be a knockdown. The ref should have called it. That was the ref's problem. Like that, that should never have happened. But when you're the cash cow, I guess you get a little bit more freedom.
Yeah. It was odd being there and not seeing it be called for sure. So I feel
Yeah,
where you're
he even
coming from.
started. He even started counting, and then he stopped mid count. Just like Tank made him change his mind real quick. He was yelling at him in his face. That was crazy.
It was weird. It was weird. It
Yeah.
was weird. Let me ask you one other question on the Tank topic. Tank Shakur has been a fight that's rumored for a long time. You saw what Lamont did. When you think about Tank Shakur now, were your thoughts any different prior to this potential fight? Before the Lamont Roach fight, or has it changed now that you've seen what Lamont Roach was able to do?
Well, no, no, I knew exactly. I knew exactly what like how to beat Tank. I know how to beat Tank. Um, but Shakur and him, it just depends on how durable Shakur is going to be. Um, I've heard I've heard he doesn't take shots the greatest. You know, Tank's one of those guys. One shot, night's over. Just like me. So I don't know. I think I lean towards Tank, but man, anyone could beat anyone on any given night. This is especially at the top. It's very fine details, fine lines you know that get those results. So
Gotcha. I gotta ask you this, man. Maybe you know something. Maybe you can offer me some insight. So, I was at Tank's post-fight press conference. I asked him, "Look, man, that was a close fight. Do you want Roach next?" He said, "Yeah, I want him next, but he's not going to be next," which was odd. So when we pressed a little further, he said, "Well, the guy that I was going to call out was in my locker room." Us being media, putting puzzle pieces together, a lot of us think Jake Paul was in that locker room. Could you see Jake Paul versus Tank? Could that be real? And just what are your thoughts on that? The size difference. I mean, Tank's a really great boxer. Jake may be inexperienced, but he's big, he's powerful. Like, what are you like? Just the whole thing. What are your thoughts on a potential Tank versus Jake fight?
it would be incredibly entertaining. That's for sure. I hope to be ringside if it ever happens, but um, Jake's way too big and way too strong.
So Jake by KO?
Yeah. I think Jake would win by knockout. I don't think. Tank takes punches very well. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
Yeah, we will. I mean, look,
I'm hoping to
WBA
test that chin. I'm hoping to
exactly
test that chin.
ranked in the top 10 for the WBA. You go get this one on Friday, and I think you set yourself down that path. And man, I hope that's what happens for you. But before we get you out of here, Lucas, and give you back your time, anything that you want to share with the fans, what they should be aware of or expect on Friday, and most importantly, how to find and follow you.
You could expect fireworks anytime you watch me fight. But yeah, you could check it out on the zone. It's free on the zone. And you guys can follow me at Prince Body on Instagram. Thank you guys for supporting me, man. Kevin, I appreciate you.
Oh, come on, you my guy, Lucas, Mr. Catch a Body Body. You need to run with that, Lucas.
Let's
Go,
go. Put that on a t-shirt.
go catch your body on Friday. I'll be happy to be there. I'll be in Toronto, and I'll see you soon, my friend.
Sick. Okay, I'll see you there, brother.
Yep, we out. Fight hype. Peace.